Hi, friends! Welcome back to Easy AI, the place where coding meets creativity. Today, we're building something that's not just a project, but also a fun little game you can play with your friends or even by yourself. It's called the AI Dice Rolling Game. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dice are simple. You roll them, you get a number, and that's it. So why would we bother making this in Python? Here's why. Because when you mix dice with AI-style reactions, suddenly it's not just numbers anymore. It feels like you're playing with a little digital buddy who has a personality, who reacts to your luck, and who keeps the game fun and unpredictable. Let me explain how it works. You start the game, and the computer asks how many dice you want to roll, just like in real life when you grab one dice or two, depending on what kind of game you're playing. Then, Python does the rolling for you using randomness. That's the magic part. Instead of you physically rolling dice, the computer picks a random number between 1 and 6 for each dice. But here's the twist. After rolling, the AI doesn't just show the numbers, it reacts. Let's say you roll a 6. The AI might shout, "Wow, jackpot! You rolled the highest number possible." If you roll a 1, maybe it groans, "Ouch, that's the lowest roll, tough luck." If you roll 2 dice and both land on 6, the AI could celebrate. "Double sixes, that's amazing." But if you roll 2 ones, it might sigh, "Snake eyes. Oh no, the dice gods aren't on your side today." And for all the rolls in between, you can add as many funny reactions as you like. For example, rolling a 3 might trigger something like, "Right in the middle, safe but boring." Or a 5 could make the AI say, "That's close to the top, you're getting lucky." The more creative your reactions are, the more fun it gets. Now here's where this project becomes really powerful for learning. You're not just building a game, you're practicing several key Python skills at once. You're learning how to use lists, which is where you store all those fun reactions. You're learning about randomness, which is at the heart of every dice roll, every card game, every slot machine, and so many real-world simulations. You're practicing loops, because after every roll, the computer asks, "Do you want to play again?" and keeps going until you say no. And you're practicing conditionals, which is how the computer decides what kind of reaction to give you depending on your roll. These are the same building blocks you'll use later on when you make bigger games. For example, think about Monopoly, Ludo, or Dungeons and Dragons. What do they all have in common? Dice. And behind the dice, they all use randomness and conditions to decide what happens next. By learning this small project, you're actually taking the first step toward making your own digital board games. Now, let's talk about customization, because this is where you can get really creative. Right now, the game just gives you random reactions, but you can make the AI smarter by tying the reactions to the numbers. If the roll is 1 or 2, it says things like, "Bad luck, better luck next time." If the roll is 3 or 4, it says things like, "Not too bad, middle of the road." If the roll is 5 or 6, it cheers with things like, "You're on fire, that's a high roll." Suddenly, the AI feels more intelligent because it's paying attention to what number you actually rolled instead of just blurting out something random. And if you're feeling extra ambitious, you could even turn this into a full game with scoring. For example, every time you roll a 6, you get a point. First one to 5 points wins. Or maybe you play against the AI itself. You roll once, the AI rolls once, and it reacts by saying, "Haha, I beat you," or, "Oh no, you got me this time." Now your little dice roller becomes a competitive game you can actually play. But here's another fun idea. What if you added challenges or mini games? Like if you rolled 3 ones in a row, The AI could say, "That's super unlucky. Time for a bonus round," and maybe give you an extra roll to recover. Or if you hit 3 6s in a row, the AI could say, "You're unstoppable. Achievement unlocked." By adding these little surprises, the game feels more dynamic and keeps players hooked. Let's also think about where else dice rolling shows up. In board games, yes, but also in probability experiments, in teaching kids about math, and even in role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, where the dice decide whether your character succeeds or fails. With just a few tweaks, you could expand your Python dice roller into any of these. For kids, it could be a learning tool to practice addition. Roll 2 dice, add them together, and see if they can guess the total. For gamers, it could be a D&D dice simulator where you roll not just 6-sided dice, but 8-sided dice, 12-sided, even 20-sided dice. Or for teachers, it could be a classroom tool where students roll dice and the AI reacts with fun feedback, making learning math less intimidating. All of that built on the exact same foundation you're learning here. So even though this project feels small, it's actually incredibly flexible. You're not just building a dice roller, you're building the foundation for future games and learning experiences. And here's the part I love the most. You can give your AI a personality. Instead of just calling it the computer, give it a name. Maybe it's DiceBot or Lucky the AI, or even something silly like Mr. Snake Eyes. Every time you roll, your AI buddy responds with sass, encouragement, or even jokes. You could even add sound effects later if you want, like a drum roll for a big number or a sad trombone for a 1. And if you're into design, you could build a simple interface with colorful dice images that animate when you roll. That way, it's not just text, but also a fun little visual game you could share with friends. All of these little touches are what transform a simple project into something memorable. And that's the point of Easy AI. We don't just write code, we bring it to life, we add creativity, and we make learning fun. So that's the AI dice rolling game. It's fun, it's easy, it's kid-friendly, and it's the perfect way to practice Python. Whether you're rolling 6s, unlucky 1s, or anything in between, the AI keeps the game exciting with its funny reactions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves coding and games. And tell me in the comments, what's the funniest reaction you'd add to your AI dice roller? I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep coding, keep learning, and keep rolling the dice.